What was there before the Big Bang? What was there before space, before time, before light, before even darkness? Scientists today call this the greatest unsolved mystery in physics, but 3005 years ago, a Vedic rishi sitting in the Himalayas already asked this question, and his answer will completely change the way you see existence. Welcome to the Nasadiya Sukta. I am 129 of the Rigveda, the oldest philosophical text in human history. Namaskara and a very warm welcome to our channel, your home for Vedic wisdom and Indian tradition. If you are new here, we explore the Vedas, Upanishad, Puranas, and our great epic not as a dry religious text but as a living philosophy that is more relevant today than ever before. Today we begin with the most extraordinary hymn in all of human literature, that is the Nasadiya Sukta. In the next 20 minutes, I will take you through every verse, explain the Sanskrit, show you the modern scientific parallel, and tell you what this 3005 years old hymn means for your life today. So stay with me, let us begin. What is Rigveda? The Rigveda is the oldest of the four Vedas and the oldest religious text in the world, still in active use. It contains 1028 hymns arranged in 10 mandalas or circles of the knowledge. Conservative scholars date the Rigveda to 1500 BCE. Many Indian scholars place it much earlier, between 3000 to 5000 BCE. Either way, we are talking about the oldest continuous wisdom tradition on earth. These hymns were composed by rishis, not priests, not politicians, but seers. People who sat in deep meditation for years and received the knowledge the way a radio receiver picks up a signal. What makes the Nasadiya Sukta special? Among all 1028 hymns, the Nasadiya Sukta stands completely alone. Every other ancient civilization, like Egyptian, Sumerian, Babylonian, Greek, had creation myth that said God made the world. Simple. Final, no questions. But this rishi did something revolutionary. He asked, who created creation? Were you there to see it? How do you know? This is not religion, this is philosophy, this is science. The great Sanskrit scholar Dr. Wendy Doniger called it the most daring poem in the Rigveda. The physicist Erwin Schrödinger, who helped found quantum mechanism, kept the Upanishads and the Vedas on his desk. Many quantum physicists see in Vedic cosmology a mirror of their own theories. The verse 1, the paradox of non-being. Neither non-existence existed nor did existence at that time. There was no air nor the sky beyond. What covered it? Where was it? Under whose shelter? Was there water deep and unfathomable? Think about what the Rishi is saying. Before creation, there was no existence. Fine, we can imagine that. But he says also there was no non existence. That breaks the logic completely. In modern physics, this is called quantum vacuum, a state that is neither something nor nothing. Particles appear and disappear from it spontaneously. Stephen Hawking and Roger Penrose spent careers trying to describe the state before the Big Bang. The Rishi just described it in 7 lines. The verse 2, before life and death. There was neither death nor immortality then. There was no sign of night or day, that one breathed windless by its own impulse, other than that there was nothing beyond. That one breathed windless by its own impulse, Tad Ekam, that one, not God, not a personal deity, just a primordial singularity, a self sustaining potential. The Rishi doesn't name it because it is beyond the names. Modern cosmology calls this is a singularity, a point of infinite density before the Big Bang, existing outside of time. The Rishi calls it Tad Ekam. Different words, same astonishing idea. Verse 3, darkness in darkness. Darkness was hidden by the darkness. Darkness was hidden by darkness in the beginning. All this was an indistinguishable sea. That which existed, the void, was covered by emptiness. Then, by the power of Tapas, that one was born. Tapas, Not God said, let there be light. Tapas, concentrated energy, creative heat, cosmic will, is what initiated creation. The universe did not emerge from a command, it emerged from energy concentrating upon itself until it burst into existence. The Big Bang is precisely this. Energy so intensely concentrated that it exploded into space, time, matter, and light. The Rishi saw this in meditation and called it the power of tapas. Verse 4, Desire, the first seed. In the beginning, desire arose, which was the first seed of mind. This is extraordinary. The first thing to emerge from the primordial void was kama, not lust, but the desire. The will to become, the impulse towards existence. The universe chose to exist because it desired to. Modern physicists call this the anthropic principle, the mysterious fact that the laws of physics seems precisely tuned to allow life to exist. The Rishi said, desire come first, the universe wanted to be. Verse 5, 6, 7, the great unknowing. The I am then described how seers, wise ones, searched within their heart and found the connection between existence and non existence, between the manifest and the unmanifest. And then the hymn ends with the most audacious line in the religion literature. Who truly knows? Who will here proclaim it? Whence was it produced? Whence is this creation? The God come afterwards with the creation of this universe. Who then knows whence it was arisen? The gods come after creation, even the Devas, Indra, Agni, Varuna come after. So they cannot be the creator, they don't know either. And the final verse, whence this creation has arisen, perhaps it formed itself, or perhaps it did not. The one who looks down on it in the highest heaven, only he knows, or perhaps he doesn't know. Perhaps even he doesn't know, perhaps even the Supreme Being, if one exists, does not know the origin of creation. This is not atheism, this is a radical intellectual honesty. What does this mean for you today? Friends, we live in the age of false certainty, politicians who have all the answer, social media guru who know exactly how you should live, news channels that are absolutely sure who is right and who is wrong. And into all of this noise, the Nasadiya Sukta drops like a thunderbolt and says, even about the origin of the entire universe, we do not know. This is not weakness, this is the highest intellectual courage. The Sanskrit word is viveka, discriminating wisdom, knowing what you know from what you merely assume. When you can say I don't know without shame, that is when real learning begins. That is when real wisdom begins. That is what the Rishi modeled 3005 years ago. The Vedic approach to truth, the Vedas never say believe this or be damned. They say inquire, sit in silence, look within, question everything. This is called jignasa, the hunger to know. The Nasadiya Sukta ends with a question, not an answer, because the Vedic Rishi understood that real wisdom is not a destination, it's the quality of your questioning. The key takeaways, the Nasadiya Sukta is 3005 plus years old and is the world's oldest recorded philosophical inquiry into creation. It describes a pre-creation state beyond both existence and non-existence, remarkably parallel to the modern quantum vacuum theory. It introduced tapas as the force of creation, echoing the Big Bang's release of primordial energy. It states that even the gods and perhaps even the Supreme may not know the origin of creation. This is a radical intellectual humility. The greatest teaching, true wisdom begins with the courage to say, I don't know. Jignasa, the hunger to inquire, is the highest Vedic value. Friends, the Nasadiya Sukta is not a 3005-year-old text. It's a mirror held up to the deepest questions of your existence right now today. I wanted to ask you one thing in the comments. What do you believe existed before the universe? Write it below. I will personally read every single one. If this video made you think, if it gave you even one new perspective, then please subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Because every Sunday we bring you one such deep dive into our sacred text. Until then, Jai Hind, Namaskar.